Good morning, this is Nicholas from Gandor Gaming, and today I bring you guys one of my top 5 favorite archetypes of all time in the One Piece TCG, that being Belo Betty in the Revolutionary Armies. If you don't know, this is a leader that came out in OP05 that has always been a really powerful rogue deck in the format. If you don't know, she's our first red-yellow leader in the game who has the ability to trash one Revolutionary Army type character from your hand to then give 3,000 power to up to 3 of your Revolutionary Army type characters or triggered characters, which is a pretty insane effect. Basically, with no dawn commitment, you could trash any Revolutionary from hand to then give up to 9k worth of power to 3 of your units, which is really powerful. And she is a red-yellow combination, meaning she revolves around triggers, which is a very scary effect. And for a long time, she kind of fell into the rogue category just because she needed some new support. And luckily in OP09, we got plenty of brand new support that really helped this deck shine in ways it never has. And I think this is a definite sleeper in the format, and it can definitely steal games off your opponent, especially on how fast and aggro this deck can be. This deck, with its ability to not only survive off triggers, but also just spam the board, can actually kill your opponent very quickly. Like 6 Dawn quickly. Like this deck can kill your opponent and ridiculous amounts of speed, which feels really good. So let's get straight into this. So first things first, we are playing 2 copies of Monkey D. Dragon. This is the boss monster of the Revolutionary Army. We're only playing 2 copies because it's searchable in the deck. Plus he doesn't have a trigger. However, he's an 8/9 with Rush that basically says on play, give up to 2 Rested Dawn from your Rested Dawn to either your character or to a leader, which feels really nice. He is the boss monster of the deck. He's the leader of the Revolutionary Army, so he's a must-have 2 of. I did consider playing the new 7-drop Sabo in the deck because its trigger is not bad, not to mention it has counter. However, it doesn't really fit with the playstyle of Belo Betty, so I ultimately opt out of it. Next, here's a big controversy with this deck. I am not playing the new 6-cost blocker Koala. I think the 6-blocker Koala is interesting. I think it's really cool by cheating out bodies. However, I think the minusing a life is just too much of a cost. So instead, for my 6 costs of choice, I'm actually playing lovely Nico Robin. Nico Robin, to me, is just a better card for the deck. The reason why is because, for one, it's the same stats, the 6/6. This one has 1,000 counter, unlike the blocker. The blocker has no counter. This minuses your opponent's life, not your life. Also, it has a trigger effect that says play 1 yellow cost 3,000 power directly from your hand, which is actually a very solid effect because all the brand new Revolutionary Army type characters that we got in the set mostly are 3-cost bodies. So you could trigger Nico Robin, play a 3-cost directly from hand, then on the next turn when it's your turn, boost it up and swing at your opponent really hard. I know a lot of people are playing these 6 costs, like I said. However, I just don't think it's good enough for the deck because we already have a card that fills the 6 cost role. That card being Emporio Ivankov. Emporio Ivankov, I still feel like it's the heart and soul of the deck. This card's ability to on play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, then play a Revolutionary Army type character directly from deck. It's just a way better Koala, in my opinion. Yes, it does not have blocker or counter, but neither does the Koala. And the Koala is literally the same stats as a 6,000 0 counter card. And instead of playing from deck, it plays from hand, and you lose a life for it. I feel like this is just a better version of Koala, and I think Koala is a trap. I think the card's solid in other matchups, like if you're like a heal deck, like Red Yellow Sabo, it's better in that deck. However, Emporio Ivankov, to me, is just a way better card in this deck, since we really don't have a way to heal ourselves that efficiently. We're not playing the 7-cost Sabo, so I feel like Emporio Ivankov is just a better card, in my opinion. Now, you can also tell me in the comments what you think, but personally, I'm not a big fan of the Koala, just because it has no counter and it's minusing your life, when most of the time you want to play as many triggers as possible in order to play out as many characters as fast as possible to then kill your opponent as quick as possible. Because the longer the game goes, the less likely you win. That's how most red decks are. So next we're playing 4 copies of Emporio and Vodka, the 4 costs. This is from OP05. This card has the ability that if it has 7,000 more power, basically allows you to cheat out a 5,000 power Revolutionary Army type character directly from the hand for free, which is really strong. So you can bump up your units, then cheat out a 4 cost for free, and then that 4 cost can do some beneficial effects like Karasu. Karasu is the best Revolutionary Army type character with no trigger in the game. This character literally says if your leader is Revolutionary Army type character, give minus 1,000 power to a character or leader until the end of the next turn. Oh, not until the end until the end of the turn. And then he also has the ability that when attacking, if he has 7,000 or more power, he also gives minus 1,000 power. So if you have 2 of them on field, if one's attacking and one's being played, you can lower your opponent down to 3,000 because they do stack. And then you can just swing everything you have into their units because you can bump up your little 3 costs, 4,000 power guys, into a 7 power swing. 7 of 4 is a lot to counter by, so you can actually win pretty good. Next, we're playing 4 copies of Limburg. This is one of the best triggers in the deck. This is another OP05 card. All this row right here is OP05. That's OP06. This is OP09 and OP07 right here. Limburg's pretty solid. He's a 4/5, 1,000 counter. When attacking, it discards 7,000 more power. KO to one of your opponent's characters 2,000 or less power. And its trigger says, hey, you may trash one card from your hand. And then if your leader is multicolor, play this card for free, which is a really solid trigger. We're also playing 4 copies of the new Bartholomew Kuma. This is a new 2K for the deck that has the trigger effect. It says, hey, if you and your opponent have a life that totals 5 or less, then play him out for free without trashing a card. And he also is just a 2K vanilla, and which is really good. Now, I will say you do have to be a Revolutionary Army type character to play this. So the only 2 decks currently is Red Yellow Sabo and of course our Belo. Really great 2K vanilla that if you boost up with leader ability, just makes it a 8K swing, which is insane. Next, we're playing 4 copies of Sanji. This is our only non-Revolutionary Army type character that we're playing in this deck. It's just a blocker that feels really good, which triggers this trash a card from hand, play for free. It can help you if your opponent's pushing for game, if they don't have a red aggro deck. Not to mention, you can just use leader ability on Sanji to boost them up pretty well. Next, we're playing 3 copies of Morley. We're only playing 3 copies because he doesn't have counter. However, if he is 7,000 more power, he is unblockable. And he has the trigger just like the lovely guy right here, Limburg, that has the ability to trash one card from your hand, and if your leader is multicolor, play for free, which is really nice. Next, we're playing the new copy of Limburg. This is a really solid card that says, hey, on play, if your leader is 5 or less life, KO to one of your opponent's characters at 2,000 pass power. But he has the same trigger effect. It says if your opponent has a total of 5 or less life, and you have total less 5 or less life, play this for free. So basically it says, hey, if you and your opponent's life equals 5 or less, play him out for free. Then on play, he gets to KO an opponent's character with 2,000 power, which is really nice. Same thing with this Karasu. Karasu is just a blocker for the deck, which feels nice. And he has the same trigger ability. We're also playing 3 copies of Belo. This is another new card from the deck, which is really nice. It basically has the ability to, on play with 2 or less life, draw 1 card. And they're all 3/4s, which can all be played off the Nico Robin, which feels really nice. And overall is a fantastic card. Finally, we're playing 4 copies of Koala. This card is one of the best 2Ks of the deck. On play, you give a character minus 3,000 power if your leader is Revolutionary Army type. Not to mention it's a 2/3, so if you lose leader ability, it makes it a 6. And then finally, we're playing our Searcher, which is the lovely Belo. It literally says, on play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and add a Revolutionary Army type character from your deck to hand, then put the rest of the bottom deck in any order. So that's it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy. Don't do anything stupid. See you all in the next one, and bye-bye.